Hello and welcome to our first Tech Talk from Touchless Biometric Systems, who supply biometric recognition devices seamlessly integrated with world-leading access control and time and attendance solutions. They are an award-winning supplier of biometric recognition hardware and solutions with a wide portfolio of products, ensuring that they are able to provide solutions offering outstanding performance even in the most challenging of environments. Their products are used by a wide range of industries, all of whom are looking for an accurate and convenient time clocking solutions. These industries include financial institutions, universities, ministries, critical infrastructure and facility management, amongst others. After the presentation, you can join the live Q&A from the homepage or the link below.
Welcome to the webinar Hygienic Biometric Readers Seamlessly Integrated in Access Control and Workforce Management by TBS. This will be held by Andres Graber and Philipp Niederhauser. Here a quick glance, what is TBS?
TBS is a global leading biometric manufacturer and solution provider from Switzerland. What distinguishes TBS is iconic design, beautiful readers and software. People recognize instantly a TBS reader on the wall. Also groundbreaking innovations which earned TBS multiple prestigious international distinctions. Finally, an uncommon ability to customize our solutions to project needs. In a nutshell, TBS is a reliable identity provider, mostly used for access control and attendance needs, but we see many other use cases coming.
We have about a dozen different readers and technologies aside the 3D, of course, including 2D fingerprint, multispectral, face and iris, portable, IP65, and more is constantly added. At least one new product every year, so there is much more in store.
We want people to think biometrics, TBS, kind of peace of mind in biometrics. It's beautiful, simple to use. People want to touch the readers.
TBS is located close to Zurich. It's a Swiss private company and in the market since 2010. All our products are manufactured in Switzerland. TBS is offering the most comprehensive range of technologies, covering touchless biometric readers and touch-based sensor readers. We will have a look now into these different options. TBS is offering end-to-end expertise by managing the whole chain of values in biometrics. On the one hand, we are manufacturing the sensors, our own sensors. On the other hand, we are integrating existing biometric sensor best class in our devices. And moreover, everything is packed in a system where our customers can use the system web-based or in the cloud. For us, responsible biometrics is key for this generation, but also for future generations. Data protection is key to make sure that only the information which is really important is used. And every data we are using is encrypted, and therefore no image will be stored at any place in the whole chain. So only encrypted data will be used to identify a person. Our solutions are either available in a complete turnkey solution system or integrated in one of the access control systems which you can see on the screen. These are partners, they have integrated TBS seamless in their access control or time and attendance system, which makes this a unique combination of best-of-breed companies. Let's now speak about the touchless devices. TBS has developed the first 3D touchless device available in the market. This device is used mainly in airports, in government, financial institutions, and data centers. What is unique about this device is that you do not touch any sensor. We are reading about 120 degrees of fingerprint details. Thus, we have much more information than any other touch-based system available currently in the market. Here a short video about the terminal. Another touchless device is the 2D eye. This is a hybrid face and iris recognition, and it works like with your mobile phone when you look on your device. It is completely contactless and hygienic, and obviously very helpful in areas where you do not need to touch anything. So healthcare, data center, logistics centers. Here a quick video about twins using these devices, and you will see how accurate the device is even detecting these people. This device also exists with thermal camera, which allows to capture the temperature of a person together with the identification. The use cases for this are multiple. Think about manufacturing of foods or other goods where you want to be sure that people are only working in conditions where they are healthy.
The eye identifies people by their iris. At the same time, the thermal sensor measures body temperature at the forehead. The user is guided to stay within the ideal range to take the iris picture. Users with elevated temperature can be blocked from entering. TBS 2D Eye Thermal presents itself as a compelling device to build touchless access solutions.
Is also offering different other types of sensors, not only touchless. This is the case for 2D plus multispectral sensors, and obviously also 2D capacitive sensors. TBS in his portfolio offers for any use case the right device. Some of these devices are designed for outside use, the others for inside use, for smaller companies, or for access with a lot of people where you have multiple persons coming in, where hygienics is obviously important. Features of our readers. All of TBS readers can be used for access control or time and attendance workforce management. The multiple modes allows to use them either in identification mode or verification and or template on card. For interface, we are offering weekend OSTP or serial IP, which make it extremely flexible to the infrastructure you are working with.
For our partners, we offer a partner portal where the TBS Biometric Academy educates them with technical and sales trainings. Also product information and promotional videos for our hardware and software are available there. All the documentations are there. For global system integrators, we also offer a dedicated e-learning platform. This center has been launched just a year ago and is still expanding. We also offer a help center for engineers in the field that they get quick and easy access to frequently asked questions, knowledge base articles. So the documentation side is all set up for new partners to get started.
When it comes to integration, TBS is offering a unique approach. It has been the first biometric vendor worldwide offering web APIs to allow integration to any third-party software, be it in access control or in time and attendance or workforce management. The good thing is that operators can continue to work in their known solution and does not need to care about biometrics, which is extremely complex when it comes to data encryption, to data securing, and other stuff. At TBS, we care about security and convenience. Thousands of customers are trusting TBS, and here at a glance, some of our case studies with international companies. First is Abu Dhabi International Airport. They had a high security requirement for time and attendance to secure access for their airport staff. They choose the 3D touchless because of hygiene and because they can handle big databases of users. Moreover, TBS customized the front of the device, which was also a requirement of the customer. Another company, Swisscom, they have one of the most critical infrastructure data centers based in Switzerland. Again, security was key, but also convenience for the multiple users which are using this data center day by day. Last but not least, Polish Security Printing company in Poland, in Warsaw. They had the requirement to replace existing access control with 3D touchless combined with anti-tailgating system to detect only authorized people entering certain areas, and everything has been solved elegantly, integrated with one of our partners, NIDA. Interested in buying TBS? Just go to our website, tbsbiometrics.com, and contact us with a try and buy form where you can acquire test device, or we can put you in contact with one of our resellers. Thanks for listening.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have that chat with Felipe Niederhausen and Andreas Graber from Touchless Biometric Systems. And thank you so much, guys, for opening up our Tech Talks this morning. Welcome to everybody joining us for the Q&A. This is now your time to pick the brains of our experts. Get posting all your questions through the Q&A tab on the right-hand side of the screen. And don't forget, if you see a question pop up that you guys would like the answer to, that's great. Just take the time to upvote it, and then we know that that's an important question. Now, I'm sure most people will have seen the full talk, but just in case, Felipe and Andreas, it's great to meet you guys. We had a little chat before we went live. Thank you so much. And could you just give a little overview of the product and its benefits?
Okay, yeah, first of all, good morning, everybody. Nice to meet you. We have quite a complete portfolio of different devices. They are fitting to all the different applications you may need in access control, time and attendance, and workforce. We have touch devices, but we have also touchless devices. So each application you will find the right device, and moreover, it can be easily integrated in any access control, time and attendance software, or workforce management system.
Fantastic. Thank you, Philippe. Now, just while we're waiting for the questions to come through and be approved, I've got a little question for you, if that's okay. So what response have you had from the market so far? Have you had any surprising or maybe unexpected reactions?
Yeah, you know, the COVID was a surprise for everybody. This impacted all the business positively or negatively. We have been lucky because as we have touchless devices in our portfolio, we saw a big a big increase in demand for anything and everything which is related to touchless devices. So we had the 3D touchless finger scanner, we have the 2D eye, so this was for us really very, very good. Obviously, on the other hand, we see also somehow people who are more afraid about using touch devices, and there we have developed several videos to help them also to clean the devices, to take also this fear from people using the devices.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Now, we have actually got a question from Jody. So what is the viewing angle range for the iris reader?
Okay, so the angle is roughly, I would say, from 1 meter 85, 90 to about 1 meter 60. So we have an inbuilt facial detector system which will scan the size of the person and then adapt the trigger to identify the iris of the person.
That's really cool. Well, I hope that's answered your question, Jody. Thank you so much. Don't forget, guys, if you have got any questions, now is the time to ask them. Pop them in the chat box, in the Q&A box on the right-hand side of your screen. So while we're waiting for those questions to come in, maybe you could just talk us through, guys, in which applications are your devices used?
As quickly said before, the main application is for access, time and attendance, or workforce management. And in all these industries, if we go to time and attendance, we have many hotels. They are using that connected to a ERP system, a time management system. Where we have, especially in Switzerland, we have leadership in the hotel industry. Then when it comes to access, then it's linked to data centers, government agencies, hospitals. It's quite a broad range of companies using these devices. And workforce management, this is mainly used shops, multiple location, cloud-based applications where you have to check labor enforcement and things like that.
Fantastic. It's a really broad range of companies that are using it. Okay, so the questions are coming in thick and fast now. So we'll take Ames's question. Why is iris identification better than facial recognition? Great question.
Oh, I would like to give this to Andreas. He's our master of the training academy. He is facing this question quite often. Andreas?
Yes, please. Just yesterday, I finished a product video. So this afternoon, I will give our existing partners an outlook on the 2D eye, this iris reader. So I masqueraded myself totally. I put on a mask, I put on a cap, I covered one eye, I was wearing a glass, and still the device recognizes you. So one iris is enough to get recognized. You can change and dress whatever you want. You can wear a hat. So as long as the device sees this is a face, it will trigger the iris camera and then capture exactly the small picture of your iris, this brown part in my eye. So this is my eye. And based on that, it will extract the data points. So where are the crossings? Where are the lines running? And this then creates a biometric template. So let's say your digital footprint of the iris, which is stored and saved in the device. So whenever I approach the device again, it will check the new iris. It will check both iris, or one is already enough, and then make a matchmaking with a database, which is already in the device, and then tell you, this is Joe. Welcome, Joe.
That's
So
really
our
cool.
devices are specialized in identifying people. Instead of having a card or a PIN code, they identify with their body, with their fingerprint, with their iris. And then we send this identification code, let's say the employee number, to the access control system or to the time reporting software, which then digests this information and processes it further.
That's fantastic. Wow. I've got another question here. So if I were to become a partner, how is the onboarding organized?
Yeah, you see, well, we have more than 120 partners worldwide, so specialists in access control or time and attendance. So what we are offering them is the first step. So instead of having a card, I can show you one, just a simple RFID card that you can use to badge in somewhere. You can then use your finger to badge in. You will never lose the card. You will never lose your finger. Nobody can copy you. So that also the employer has proved that you are the right person to enter that building, and not just that you found this token and got access somewhere in a bank, for example, or in a military department where you shouldn't have access. And so for all these partners, we have organized a training course in this academy platform where they can, it's a 1.5 hour introduction that I'm giving to them, to our system, to our concept. We teach them the integration services. So we have software available. We are not only selling the devices that you can see behind me. All these devices are integrated into our web server. And the partners directly integrate their software with our web services. So they have a very easy way of integration on a server level, and they can have hundreds of devices installed in the same project, in the same building. So we are easing the life of the installation engineer.
And also making it incredibly safe as well. This is actually a great question from Noah. Thank you. So could a dismembered eye be used to gain access?
Recently, I attended a specialist webinar of the European Association for Biometrics. This was something which was investigated by thorough researchers. So if you're kept fresh in the fridge, after 3 weeks, it's still the same eye. That's why it brings up a very interesting question, liveness detection. So our readers, some of our readers, the more advanced lines have inbuilt liveness detection. So for the fingerprint, for example, a fake finger matching exactly your ridges and curves here, the papillary lines, it will not work. It will be a liveness detection. And the same is true for the iris. And we are working to improve that algorithm also for other devices. But maybe let me come back to the question, what is different for the 2D iris reader than with the facial recognition? So it's not only the recognition performance. It also relates to the very first question, how close do you need to get to the device? You have to approach the device to 40 centimeters distance and stand there and watch at your selfie on the screen for a second. Then it takes a capture of your iris and you're identified. So this means all our devices cannot be used for passive surveillance, like you can do with facial recognition in public cameras. You have to walk to the device and give your consent to say, I want to get recognized. You apply the finger, you stand still and watch at the device. So all our devices have the aim to improve convenience and security in our daily life, but not to use our open possibilities for a spying state.
You're going to make James Bond's life a little bit more tricky then, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the goal. He has to buy a license, then it's all fine.
I'll send him an email. The case studies you presented are all linked to high security. What's your experience of applications looking for convenience, for example, hotels?
Yeah. So yes, you're right. In the recent years, there is a switch from security to convenience. This comes through the mobile applications, mobile identification, and moreover, there are use cases where all is biometrics. You do not need to have a card or even your mobile phone to enter a hotel room or other applications. So convenience is helping biometrics, going from the security to convenience. The nice thing of biometrics is you can combine both. You have the security and you have the convenience, because biometric identification is something you own, and it's something you can use for every application.
Well, I travel a lot, so taking the cards and the keys from hotels would be a dream, to be perfectly honest with you. What are the costs for the TBS Enterprise Cloud subscription service?
This is a user-based model, so it depends on the installation, obviously, how many users they will use it, and then we have different features. I think what is really characterizing TBS is the flexibility and what we are offering our customers. We have really different schemes, and depending if you go for a small shop, then you have an investment, let's say of several thousand US dollars just for the installation, for door components and all that. But we will be less than, I would say, 3,000 US dollars just for one door. And then you have ongoing cost per user, which are less than $1 per month.
So what do you see as the future of biometrics?
Brilliant. So what we see is clearly a movement from the card-based industry. Look, cards we are using for years, and you see it. What happens with the payment currently? COVID is pushing for a cashless payment because people didn't know before how easy it is to use, and now through COVID, they have been a bit forced to go cashless. And I think it's the same what happens in biometrics. Once people are used to use their fingerprint or their eye to open a door, they do not want to go back. I use that in my home for many years now. I'm using a biometric terminal. I would not like to use a key anymore, or even a card.
Well, thank you so much, guys. That's all the questions that we've got time for. Thank you, Felipe and Andreas, and also Touchless Biometric Systems for a fantastic first tech talk. Great way to kick off the day. Thank you all for joining us and interacting. Of course, brilliant questions. Our next tech talk is really soon, 10:30, and that's with Tractic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.